-6 hours before procedure. Welcome back to the final stretch of our colonoscopy preparation podcast series. With just a few hours until your procedure, it's crucial to that we go through last minute details to ensure you're fully prepared. I'm Bimal Murugan and I'm here to guide you through these last important steps. Just a reminder, while GutsFair aims to support your journey with practical tips, we are not a substitute for a professional medical advice. Be sure to consult with your healthcare provider for any specific concerns or questions about your procedure. Our tips are grounded in trusted gastroenterology practices designed to ease your preparation and reduce anxiety as you approach the procedure time. In our last episode, T minus one evening, we discussed how to manage your final preparation, solutions, intake, ensure proper hydration, and set up a comfortable environment for a restful night. Now, we will address any overnight changes and prepare you for the day ahead. As this series comes to close, each episode has been a step in your journey to a successful colonoscopy. Today's episode is the culmination of all your preparation efforts. We will cover how to handle your preparation steps, any remaining prep steps, finalize preparations for your traveling to the clinic, and discuss strategies to manage any last minute anxieties. Stay with us. You will enter the clinic prepared, calm, and ready. These last hours are key, and we are here to ensure you handle them with confidence. So let's begin with no liquid consumption. The question is, can you define no liquids? Does this include water, clear broths, or even medications? Until what exact time I am allowed to consume clear liquids, and when must I strictly start no liquid period? So definition of no liquid. No liquid means abstaining from all liquids, including water, clear blocks, tea, and any other beverages. No liquids, nothing going down your food pipe. So the time for last liquid consumptions. The cutoff time for consuming any liquid is typically 2 to 4 hours before your scheduled arrival at the clinic. This period allows your stomach to be empty sufficiently. This practice is essential to ensure an empty stomach, which reduces the risk of complications such as aspiration during anesthesia. And if your procedure is 8 a.m., you're told to arrive at 6 a.m. Your last intake of clear solutions should be no later than 2 a.m. There is a 6 hour gap, and obviously, depending on your conditions and depending on the advice, it can be as low as 3 to 2 hours. But again, confirmed, but the average is at least 6 hours. So that's what I went through. I didn't drink anything 6 hours before my colonoscopy process. In fact, I after a good night's sleep, when I woke up, I didn't drink anything. My schedule was around 10 in the morning, so I went without drinking anything or eating anything, completely empty stomach. But some of you may have some chronic diseases, so always listen to your healthcare provider or even ask clearly after openly discussing with your condition. So if you adhere to these guidelines, you help yourself to ensure a smooth procedure with minimal risk of complication. So another is about medication intake. How should I take any essential medications during no liquid time frame? Are there exceptions to the no liquid rule for critical medications, and how should I manage them? So taking essential medications. Essential medications may be taken with a small sip of water during no liquid period. and under the guidance of your healthcare provider. A minimal amount of water used to take necessary medications is generally considered safe, so it doesn't interfere with the requirement for an empty stomach. And there are exceptions for critical medications. Certain critical medications, such as heart or blood pressure pills, may need to be taken the morning of the procedure. Again, discuss these exceptions with your doctor. The doctor provide and will instruct you to take your blood pressure medication with just enough water to swallow the safety pill safely. Next is reminder for driver and transport coordination. So what information does my driver need to know about my pickup times and locations post-procedure? How long is the colonoscopy expected to last? And how much time should my driver plan to wait? And about driver's role and requirements, does the person picking me up need to come inside the facility or can they wait in the car? What if my designated driver cancels the last minute? What are my options? So coordinating with your driver is key to a stress-free experience post-procedure. Let's go over what your driver needs to know about pickup times, locations, and their role during the process. As I stated above, in my case, my wife stayed along for the entire procedure. She took time off. She was there with me, waited during the colonoscopy. After the colonoscopy, when I opened my eyes, she was right there in front of me, and and she helped me walk out of the clinic, and then she drove home and she was there to take care of me. And I was really lucky to have someone with me. And if not for wife, I would ask some uh, friends, and I understand that many people may not have that option. So having someone to pick up is absolutely necessary. So let's go through about one by one of the questions that I've listed earlier. Number one, information for driver. So inform your driver of exact location, time of your procedure, and provide them with the expected duration pickup time. So colonoscopy typically lasts 30 to 60 minutes, with recovery time varying from 30 minutes to an hour. Ensure your driver knows to be available to pick up approximately 2 hours after the procedure starts, if they are not waiting. The driver's role and requirements. So drivers should check in at the facility reception upon arrival to confirm their presence and availability to take you home. Some facilities may allow drivers to wait in the car, but they should be ready to come inside if called upon. And some facilities allow you to wait the drivers in the waiting area, or some even, like in my case, my wife was by my side when my eyes opened after the procedure. So it varies by the facility to facility. So confirm with the facility about these, uh, where the driver can wait or driver can pick up. So I think this should give you exact clear answer. So number third is about contingency plans. What if your doctor cancels? So have a backup plan in your case if in case your primary driver cancels. Life happens, sometimes last minute changes happen, although it might be very rare. But again, having a contingency plan always helps. Know the contact numbers of reliable taxi services or ask the facility if they offer transportation services. So again, these days there are Uber, Lyft, and other taxi services, and also the clinic may have their designated or vetted services who can help you with the transport service. If that happens, always talk about that with the clinic, and obviously keep your alternative contact details or transporter apps ready on your phone as a precaution. So this is a very important detail. Transportation, right? It's not a procedure, but it enables you to get the procedure done. So without transportation, you cannot drive back. Without someone picking up, you cannot drive back. And if there is no one to pick you up, the clinic may cancel at the last moment, and it's becomes costly for everyone. Let's talk about health and safety concerns. such as addressing hunger and weakness. The question is, what should I do if I feel extremely weak or dizzy due to not consuming any liquids? Are there signs of dehydration I should be vigilant about during no liquid periods? Again, managing hunger and weakness. As I said earlier, feeling weak or dizzy can occur. Sit or lie down to minimize the risk of fall. Communicate any severe symptoms to medicals immediately. For example, in the day before the colonoscopy, I wouldn't exercise. I wouldn't do any heavy exercises. I wouldn't go for a walk. I simply would rest because my energy levels are depleting and I want to conserve my energy level. So I exactly did that before my colonoscopy. It helped me not feel weak or dizzy. And if you feel overly weak or dizzy, alert a nurse or doctor at the facility. They can assess the conditions and provide necessary interventions. And the signs of dehydration. Again, signs of dehydration is such as excessive thirst, dry mouth, very dark urine, or significant decrease in urination. So you can monitor these signs, and if you have them, please report to the healthcare provider. They could provide you with medical attention needed to prevent further complications. So emergency contacts. So whom should I contact if I experience severe discomfort or symptoms during no-liquid period? So have the contact of your gastroenterologist or medical facility where the colonoscopy will perform readily accessible. Store them in your phone, write them in a piece of paper, have them really handy so that you have the right contact information that allows you to quickly address any urgent issues that arise, ensuring your well-being is maintained throughout the preparation process. Let's talk about pre-procedure anxiety and the question is, how can I manage anxiety or nervousness in the final hours leading up to colonoscopy? So obviously, are there relaxing techniques or practice recommended during this waiting period? So managing anxiety effectively as your procedure approaches is key to a calm and successful experience. I have told you in T minus 6 hours also, so you can use deep breathing exercise, meditation, or visualization, or listen to music. You can do a guided meditation from an app or online resources, or you can simply have a conversation with someone who is there with you, or you in your tablet or a phone, you can watch something, a series or a show that you like, or movie that you like, which calms you down, which takes your mind away and help you ease your anxiety. And by now, you've learned about everything, like from what is colonoscopy in T welcome guide to T minus 14 days about breaking up the prep, T minus 7 and 5 days medication information and adjustment, T minus three liquid diet, and T minus one in the morning, evening, and afternoon, and T minus 6 hours. We have given you a lot of information and educated you and empowered you. So these empowerment can help you with anxiety because you are you are in a known territory and you are in control. So knowing that you know what's going to happen, what you can do, and what you can control is also greatly helpful to reduce the anxiety. And some cases, obviously, the more the you know, the more anxiety it gives, and hopefully these educations have helped you reduce the anxiety, not increase it. And in case the increase happens, again, breathing exercises, having conversation with someone who is there with you, and if any last minute questions, talk with your healthcare provider, and to divert your mind, listening to music, watching something on your phone can definitely help you with the anxieties. So, do you have any last minute preparation advice? So, is there any specific I should do or prepare for the morning of the procedure? Should I bring any documentation, medication list, or ID with me to the preparation? So, review your procedure. So, my guideline is review your pre-procedure instruction to ensure all guidelines are followed, such as when to stop consuming any liquid. For example, you can go to the user guide or checklist that we have provided to go through in the last minute whether you have done everything there or any last minute changes are required, and that will help you, be confident and give you peace of mind that you have done everything necessary. And obviously, what you need to bring is your ID, your insurance information, list of medications that you're taking, and any other critical medical documentation so that you have everything in order to reduce stress and prevent any last minute hurdles as you arrive for the colonoscopy. And because of these small details that you decrease the probability of rescheduling, canceling because you have already prepared, you already cleaned your bowel, and you have fasted for so long. Do not let small details come in the way of your successful preparation and the successful colonoscopy procedure. Let's walk into some post-procedure expectations. I'll talk about more in detail in T plus 2, our recovery one, but here I want to give you some post-procedure expectations and answer a few questions such as how soon after the procedure will I able to leave? What are the immediate post-procedure care instructions? What are some common sensations or reactions I might experience immediately after the colonoscopy? So most patients are ready to leave in 1 to 2 hours after the procedure once the effects of sedation have lessened. For example, you'll stay in the recovery area where nurses will monitor your initial recovery and ensure you're ready to go home safely. In my case, when I woke up, I was in the recovery area. I feel like I had the best night of sleep because I didn't feel or experience anything during the colonoscopy procedure. And when I woke up, my eyes, the nurse was there, my wife was there, and I was asked to be there for 30 minutes. And if any sensation arise, I was asked to inform the nurse. Fortunately, nothing any of that sort happened. And after the rest is over, I changed to my dress that I came up with, and I walked out happily with my wife and came home and rested. However, some people may follow some sensations, for example, bloating, gas, or cramping, which are normal as air was introduced to the column during the procedure. And again, walking gently can help relieve this discomfort more quickly. From walking from the clinic to the parking lot and walking to the apartment and helped, I think helped without even me thinking consciously about this. So walking definitely helps. So again, being informed about the recovery process, what to expect afterward ensures you can manage the post-procedure phase with confidence and comfort. And I was happy that was over. I think because the last couple of days about you know doing a low residue diet, liquid diet, and bowel cleansing, no liquid, it has come a long way. And when it's done, it's just very comforting that it's done and there wasn't any complication. And I hope the same for you as well. After this, let's talk briefly about patients with chronic conditions. For example, the general concern is as someone with chronic conditions, diabetes, heart disease, or any other comorbidities, are there specific symptoms or issues I should watch out for the liquid for during the no liquid period? I think you got to be vigilant about any unusual symptoms such as dizziness, unusual fatigue, or palpitations, which may indicate an underlying issue exacerbated by fasting. For example, those with cardiac conditions monitor signs of chest discomfort or irregular heartbeat. I think being aware and vigilant about the symptoms are necessary, and if there are any other severe interactions that I talked about earlier, you can always best to have a conversation with your healthcare provider, your doctor, and they will be the best people to guide you through this process. Let's talk about diabetes management. How should I manage my blood sugar levels during the no liquid period, especially if I'm prone to hypoglycemia? Are there any adjustments I should make to my insulin or diabetic medication schedule in the hours leading up to procedure. Again, diabetes requires meticulous management during the no-liquid phase, especially to prevent blood sugar fluctuations. So best practice is to monitor your blood sugar levels more frequently. If you're prone to hypoglycemia, discuss with your healthcare provider the possibility of adjusting your insulin or medication schedule. For example, you might be advised to lower your insulin dose or use a short-acting insulin only. Again, for medical adjustments, you have to consult with your specialist, be it cardiologist, pulmonologist, endocrinologist, nephrologist, hepatologist, depending on the chronic condition that you have, or even GI specialist, which to adjust the medications that should not be taken on an empty stomach or require adjustment due to fasting. For example, you may need to skip or modify doses of medication that significantly lower blood glucose, such as sulfonylureas or insulin. Therefore, effective diabetes management during this time is vital to avoid complications. So you can regularly monitor and also plan in advance with your medical team to maintain stable blood glucose levels. Similarly, with the heart and kidney conditions, the question is, given my heart and kidney conditions, what precautions should I take to avoid dehydration or electrolyte imbalance during no-liquid phase? Should I monitor blood pressure more closely, and signs should prompt me to seek immediate medical attention? Again, the few things that you can do are monitor for dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. Be cautious for dehydration signs, such as I increased thirst, dry mouth, reduced urine output, which can affect your kidney or heart function. Have a plan for mild hydration if approved by a doctor, and know the symptoms of electrolyte imbalance like muscle cramps or changes in heartbeat. Second, blood pressure and kidney function monitoring. If you have a kidney or heart condition, keep a close watch on your blood pressure and look out for any swelling or changes in urine color, which might indicate a problem. Again, use a home blood pressure monitor and check your blood pressure according to your schedule suggested by your healthcare provider. Again, it's all about taking precautions, and if you take these precautions, will help you manage your heart or kidney conditions safely during the no-liquid phase. Always be ready to contact your healthcare provider if you notice concerning symptoms. And let's move on to chronic GI disorders. If I have a chronic GI disorders like Crohn's or ulcerative colitis, how might the no liquid rule impact me differently? How can I prepare? Are there any last minute adjustments should I consider for any my conditions before the colonoscopy? So I'll make two things. Number one is impact of no liquid rule. Understand that GI Understand that dehydration can exacerbate symptoms of GI disorders, such as increased bowel movement or abdominal pain. So patients with Crohn might experience more discomfort if hydration levels drop, making bowel movements more painful or difficult, and how to prepare and adjust. So discuss with your gastroenterologist any specific preparations or adjustments needed, such as possibly shortening the no liquid window if medically advisable. For example, you might be allowed to take small sips of water or put a ice chew ice chips in the mouth, right? And use a moisture swabs to keep your mouth moist without affecting colonoscopy result. Again, tailoring your preparation process to fit your chronic GI condition is crucial to prevent flare-ups, ensure procedure goes smoothly. More importantly, you are safe, and you can be safe by close communication with your healthcare provider. So if you are taking medications, you may require medication timing and adjustments. So this is a last minute changes because we have answered all of these questions in our previous episode. But again, let me remind you, as this is super important. The question is, for medication related to my chronic conditions that I typically take during the no liquid time frame, what alternative instructions should I follow? And how can I ensure that stopping liquids won't interfere with medications I need for my chronic conditions? Again, this is best to discuss with your healthcare provider. So I can make only 2 points. One, alternative instructions for medication intake. If your medication schedule conflicts with the no-liquid rule, consult your doctor about alternative dosing options or forms. For example, some medication may be available in dissolvable or sublingual forms that can be taken without water. Number two, ensuring effective medication management. You need to plan ahead to adjust the timing of your medications so that you do not interfere with the fasting period. For example, adjust the timing of medications that are crucial for your conditions, such as heart or blood pressure medications, to, to earlier in the day before the no liquid period begins. Again, proper management of medication is as crucial as the prep itself. Make sure to create a plan with your healthcare provider that considers both your medical needs and requirements of the colonoscopy prep. For any symptoms or any last minute questions, be sure to have a direct communication with your healthcare provider. Have their phone numbers, emergency contact numbers handy. In any case you have confusion, just pick the phone and call them, and they can provide you the best advice available. And obviously, the point that we have come here and the point that you have prepared so much, you have listened to the podcast, you have gone to the guided checklist, and you have prepared in advance, should you give you confidence and peace of mind that you're well prepared for this and you have removed every obstacle that has come on the way for a successful colonoscopy prep. So we have come to the end of T minus 6 hours morning episode. Let me remind you that we have a user guide and checklist. Along with this, please print them out and follow the process and help you prepare and take actions. So as we conclude this T minus 6 hours episode of our colonoscopy preparation podcast series, I'd like to commend you on making this far through the preparation process. Over the last few hours, we have navigated through the final and critical stages of preparation, focusing on everything from adhering strictly to no liquid consumption rule to managing medications and ensuring you are set for a smooth procedure. Today, we have covered essential aspects such as importance of arriving at your procedure with a clear colon, the timing of the last liquid intake, and how to handle medications effectively during the no liquid phase. We also discuss logistical preparations to ensure that your transportation and support system are in place, well informed, providing a seamless transfer from home to the procedure facility. By now, your preparations are nearly complete. You should feel confident that you have done everything possible to ensure a successful colonoscopy. Your commitment to following through with each recommended step will help you optimize the effectiveness of the procedure and contribute to the most accurate outcomes. Looking ahead to the next episode, we'll be joining you post-procedure to discuss what you can expect during the recovery phase, how to manage your immediate post-procedure sensations or reactions, the long-term care following your colonoscopy. Remember, the steps you have take after the procedure are just as important as those leading up to maintaining your health and well-being. Thank you for your dedication to your health, for trusting us to guide you through the process. Rest assured, you are well prepared for your upcoming colonoscopy. We look forward to supporting you through the recovery phase and beyond. Good luck and see you on the other side of your procedure.